Does YouTube suppress topics related to men's self-improvement? In today's video, I'll discuss the censoring of my own channel and provide 3 reasons why they do. Hello, my name is Anthony. I grew up in a toxic household and spent my early adult life recovering from the wounds it created. On this channel, I cover topics to help men be better and rise above the environment they live in. The morning after uploading my prior video, I woke up to a nasty surprise from YouTube. Certainly was not what I was expecting at all. I logged into my account, but didn't see the video listed where it was supposed to be. While initially I thought I had forgotten to click submit, I realized the issue was far more serious. On my main account screen, I had a community warning listed as the reason for it being removed. Now, as this was the first time I was dealing with such a situation, I was confused. How'd this happen? How did I get my warning on my account? Now, some would consider the content controversial. I did take efforts to avoid running afoul of YouTube's content policies. Now, with no other option available, I checked my email, as it had further information on the warning there. To my surprise, however, it stated the video was flagged as containing hate speech. Now, my initial confusion quickly turned to anger. One thing I can tell you was I was confident, 100% confident, that there was no hate-related speech in my content whatsoever. Knowing that I was talking about something sensitive, I took great care to avoid even appearing the slightest bit hostile towards anyone mentioned in it. After reviewing my options, I took the only logical one, and I appealed it and went about my business. They quoted me 72 hours for an answer, so I wasn't expecting to get a response, probably not for a couple days. To my surprise, again, I received another email from YouTube about 15 minutes later. They had accepted my appeal, reinstated the video, and removed the community warning. They also provided a generic, sterile apology, citing their need for safety and security on the platform. We've all heard that before. While the appeal went in my favor, I was disturbed by the entire experience. On the word, you're going to see those quotes throughout this video often, of an automated system, I was flagged for hate speech. No obvious justification. My follow-up attempts to determine what exactly triggered the warning, sending another email to them, was just met with another generic response, providing no real insight. Other content creators in the men's improvement sphere, even some of those with really large audiences, also struggle with content suppression. So in my mind, the logical conclusion is that the video was not flagged for policy violation, but rather was flagged for the topic discussed. So let's break that down a little further. Now, just for clarity, I will self-censor a few words in this video. I'll explain later why I'm doing that. What comes to mind when you hear the phrase involuntarily celibate or the word ICEL with an N after the I? This is one of the places where I will be censoring the word. Are men or women more commonly called this? What about their visible attributes? Are they well-dressed, nicely groomed, and conventionally attractive? How about their social skills? Can they control the room of people with just their charming personality? As we all know, ICELs are almost exclusively men who lack money, good genetics, social skills, or a combination of all three. Mainstream media, as well as some well known content creators, use the term to insult men that lack dating prospects. It's further expanded to also consider ICELs dangerous and harmful based on potential rhetoric that they supposedly spread. It's rare, extremely rare, for these same sources to paint an ICEL in a positive or even a sympathetic light. Other content creators, usually less popular, treat the term differently. While ICELs, either self-described or societally labeled, have a multitude of struggles, most can be changed positively with time and effort. Even if dealt a bad hand in life, and a lot of us have been dealt bad hands in life, you can learn the skills to be wealthy, how to dress nicely, and how to be effective in social settings. There's nothing harmful at face value about teaching men these and other beneficial skills. Because allowing a man to maintain an incel mindset makes him weak. However, this does benefit certain areas of society, and I'll expand on that shortly. Have you ever been in a physical fight, particularly with someone stronger than you? If you lack fighting prowess, it's a pretty terrifying experience. Now, many moons ago, when I was a geek in high school, scrawny little son of a gun, I had that experience. I've long since forgotten how the fight started, but I do remember vividly when his fist landed squarely on my jaw and I tasted blood in my mouth. Now, for some, the experience would motivate them to learn to fight, go to the gym, or find some other method to protect themselves. For me, unfortunately, it had a reverse effect. I became more reclusive and more timid, mainly because I didn't want to offend the bully, his friends, really anybody that could hurt me. And at that point, it was a lot of people. Now, when a platform such as YouTube tags content as harmful or dangerous, it's like fighting that bully. Sometimes you can get win. A lot of the time, you're going to end up defeated. Even if you do win, there's nothing stopping that bully, in this case YouTube, from flagging additional content and repeating the same process. So a lot of content creators just stop talking about these controversial topics altogether, or they may just stop producing content entirely. The reason for this is they lack the clout and the reach to overcome this suppression by YouTube and other huge platforms. Even big creators, such as the Joe Rogan Experience, have had suppression, although they have the means to be able to get it reversed in almost all cases. Now, when opposing viewpoints can be silenced, usually with no repercussions whatsoever, being able to push a very specific narrative is easy to accomplish. Now, before I wrap this up, I want to share one more story to tie this all together. Several years back, I bought a floor model vacuum cleaner from a big box store for a really good discount. Normally I wouldn't buy them, but this case I did it. It didn't have the instruction manual, it was missing a couple of attachments, but otherwise it was like brand new. Now, when I brought it home, I figured I'll just hop on the internet and get the instructions there. I went to the vendor's website and I went to the big box store's website. Didn't find it there. But I was undeterred. I decided to go to Google and start searching there. It's got to be on the internet, right? Went through the first page of search results, nothing there. Went through the second page of search results, nothing there. By the time I was on page 3, the quality of the results were getting less and less accurate. Additionally, a lot of these sites looked pretty sketchy, and I'm talking about them having broken links and foreign characters all over the pages. Now, I eventually found the results that I needed. I found those instructions, but certainly wasn't with Google's help. Regardless of topic, finding information on the internet is difficult. Finding good information related to men's content is even more so. As noted in my past videos, politics, religion, social ideology provide their own spin on issues of masculinity, dating, finance, even mental health. Genuine attempts to get answers on these topics from social media typically result in insults, deleted posts, sometimes even account bans. Little good comes from these efforts. Now, I mentioned earlier that certain societal elements want men weak, confused, and divided. Corporations want weak men as they are easier to manage in the workplace. Weak men, they complain less and they demand less, both in compensation and in benefits. Likewise, the government, in this case the United States government, but it can apply to any government, they want weak men because they can push them to vote against their own interests, allowing the politicians more power. Preventing debate on controversial topics, turning men and women on one another, fighting like they're mortal enemies, and creating scapegoats such as Andrew Tate, who seems to always be negatively portrayed in the news, are just a few of their ways to achieve these weak men. Although my video removal was temporary and was just a tiny ripple in the sea of online censorship, it reflects the real challenge creators like me have in making a lasting change. So, with all of this in mind, what's my plan going forward? Do I pack up my stuff, put everything in the backpack and quit? Or do I keep pushing forward? The answer is quite simple. If I stopped this early in my YouTube journey, I'd be a hypocrite. I've just said that men must be stronger. Part of that includes pushing through challenges that emerge. Now, I need to choose my words and my topics carefully as to not offend the YouTube gods. I, of course, know there's going to be more disputes, including some that I'm not going to win. That's the reality of any endeavor. Hopefully, I can thread that needle of providing you, the viewer, useful and interesting content, while also avoiding the ire of these arbitrary YouTube policies. I guess we shall see. And if you still see me posting videos here, then you're going to know that I've succeeded in doing that. If you like today's conversation, please check out the other videos on my channel. If you want to watch the video that inspired this video, please check out the link in the comment below. Of course, as always, like, subscribe, and share, and I will talk to you all in the next video. Take care.